The stuffy Senate is now a bit less formal. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says staff for the chamber's Sergeant at Arms, the Senate's official clothes police, will no longer enforce a dress code on the Senate floor. The change comes after Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman has been unapologetically wearing shorts as he goes about his duties, voting from doorways so he doesn't get in trouble for his more casual attire. Not everyone's happy with the change, including Senator Susan Collins, who says the relaxed rules debase the institution of the Senate. Collins said jokingly, "I plan to wear a bikini tomorrow."